just a bloke in a bar.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of Behind the Beak, where we delve into the depths of my heart, my soul, and potentially my body. Where we talk about my heartbreaks, my triumphs. We give some of the deepest footy analysis that you have ever heard in your life. This is a serious, potentially groundbreaking show. On to the first question. Ever done heroin? From @Stoney. No, I haven't done heroin. Thanks, Stoney. Appreciate the well thought out question. Which NRL player would you be able to knock out in a bit of a brouhaha? Look, I don't want to talk myself up. I honestly don't want to talk myself up. This is just straight up facts. I honestly reckon I could knock out every single player in the NRL. I'm probably the schizzest guy to play rugby league, and that's like I'm not trying to talk myself up. I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky. I reckon there's not many guys that could go one round with me, and if they did, credit to them, because it's the guys that everyone calls a pussy. They're the toughest guys. You know what I mean? It's like reverse psychology. I've got you all fooled. Like, look at that pussy. What a pussy. Oh, he didn't do nothing. He never actually hurt anyone, and he never pulled a big hurl off, and he had a really average career. That's the guy you got to worry about, not the guy that's like, it's not like Sonny Bill that actually fights people. It's not like Junior Paulo that's actually a mad boxer and shots people and runs over people. That's all. I could have done that. But I'm not trying. I'm chilling because I'm comfortable in the fact that I could knock everyone else out. But please, no one take me up in a fight because I don't want to fight anyone. On to the next question from the Gould Father of Facebook and Instagram fame, @the Gould Father on Instagram. Fantastic channel. Give it a follow. When can I hungy the beak? Well, it's funny you say that, Gus, because you know when you're standing around and you feel like your face is being touched and you think it's a fly, but you're looking around and there's no fly? That's actually the beak touching your face. It's a mystical thing. It's happened to millions of people. The beak, when I turn, I can't help but touch your face, especially over in New Zealand. You know what? That may have happened to you in 2009. That was the beak touching your face, baby. But I'm sure we'll organise a time to hungy each other. Absolutely. I would love nothing more. From @HUWKNOX. Do you record Let's Get Straight Into a Baby fresh for every episode? And then it says fresh after it, correcting himself. Great correction there. Knox, HW Knox. Do you record? Yes, actually I do. And what's funny is in my old studio, and I still record it there too, it's a second bedroom in my house, and my house is relatively small, and my missus works from home too, so she has to listen to me yell into a mic by myself. Usually I'm naked when I do it, sometimes covered in baby oil, and I yell "Let's get straight into it, baby" twice a week. The neighbors would hear it as well. It's embarrassing, but that's what I do for you guys. That's what I do. Next question. These fucking glasses are giving me a massive headache, but I'm going to keep them on for you guys. If you walked in on James Tedesco in bed with your misso, how tight would you tuck him in? We'd be tucking each other in, baby, because there's no way I'm letting the opportunity of me jumping in with a bit of James Tedesco magic. I want to feel the strength. I want to feel that tackle busting strength on my body. I want to see, Tedesco, how strong are you? How much can you throw around a guy covered in baby oil? That's the question I've asked myself every morning of the last 2 years. Yes, you may be strong on the footy field, but can you throw a naked man covered in baby oil? That's the question I pose to you, James Tedesco. Can you do that? How did we come up with the taste of Bloke in a Bar? So what I did is I got a lot of its competitors, Great Northern included, and we did a blind taste testing. So I got 5 to 6 guys and then 1 girl, and we would pour into a glass 5 to 6 of their competitors, and then we pour ours into a glass, and they didn't know what they were tasting. But after each schooner, or like half a schooner or whatever, they'd have to write down, what they thought. And we kept redoing the recipe until it got the best score out of 10, and got the feedback which we wanted, which was smooth, crisp, easy drinking. That's what we just wanted with the beer: smooth, crisp, easy drinking. And so, I think it was like the fourth edition of the recipe, where it got the best score compared to its competitors. Now, don't get me wrong, it didn't blow everyone out of the water. It got 8 out of 10 and above, and the closest to it, was only 1 point below it overall with the score. So when we got, to be honest, before we even did the taste testing on the last turn, I tasted it and was like, that's it. I didn't tell them that. So they didn't know what they were drinking each time. They just wrote down what they thought. And that's how we come up with the taste of the beer. We just wanted something smooth, crisp, easy drinking, that you can watch the footy and enjoy it. And yeah, that's how we come up with taste. Thoughts on Snackenhusen Chop, rate or hate? This has got to be, who is this from? Ross S. Worst question in history. I can't even believe I'm wasting breath. Like, I'm going to die sooner because I answered this question. Like, the extra 20 breaths that I would have had at the end of my life that I'm not going to have, that I had to answer this absolutely ridiculous question. Thanks for that. Wasn't worth the 20 breaths, and I'm going to die sooner from it. Of course I rate that chop. It's fucking incredible, and it makes a lot of sense. He gets the chop, wins Clive Churchill, becomes top 3 fullback in the game. You do the fucking math. It's not a coincidence that gets an aerodynamic chop, like my face, becomes one of the best fullbacks in the game. That's all I'm going to say. And the more blokes I see with that haircut, the better, because as I've always said, the shitter their haircut, the better the bloke. When can we hire out the studio so we can sit on the couch watching Cam Murray highlights with that baby oil? You don't hire out nothing. You can come do that for free. Matter of fact, I'm doing it this Friday. Come do it with me. Worst bloke to tackle, get hit by during your career. You know who was really hard to tackle was Aquila Uarte from the Knights. He was tough. I think he scored the most tries as well for how many games he played. He was really tough to tackle, man. Like, he had a strong fend, fast. There was a time there where he was just a gun winger. Storm were always hard to get tackled by, especially I was there when the wrestle got brought in and there was no defense against the wrestle. And we were still trying to work out what was going. Now, obviously, everyone does a wrestle, but playing the Storm was tough because, obviously, every hit was a big hit kind of thing. Is there a bloke punching more above his weight than you? Personally, I don't think so. Wado 93. Look, the last bit of that question is not a question, therefore it was unnecessary. Slight dig from you, but I'll take it because it's true. I'm not going to lie to you. I honestly, in my personal opinion, don't think there is a bloke punching more above his weight than me. Even when we met, and this is a serious fucking answer, I was like, I can't believe a chick this hot actually thinks I'm good looking. Matter of fact, to this day, she says, like, I'm attracted to you. And I say to her, yeah, okay, whatever. Because it still baffles me that a girl as good looking as her is attracted to me. But I will give you a bit of advice from fucking Dr. Beak. Do you reckon I look like a fucking doctor with these glasses on? It's giving me a headache, I'll tell you what. I don't even need glasses. Bit of advice. And this is just my opinion and my experience, but a lot of women's sexuality, you could say, is very emotional, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Not all of them, just some of them. So if you can make them laugh, that's half the battle, baby. That's half the battle. Just get a bit of confidence. I tell you what, everyone's struggling with confidence. Everyone, even the girls, she's struggling. Everyone's struggling with confidence. So just be confident and try and make them laugh and actually care about them. Actually show them a bit of respect. I'm telling you, it goes a long way. So that's me advice from a love doctor. No, that's serious advice, guys. That's honestly, every chick, every girlfriend I've ever had is way too good looking for me. But if you're just confident and make them laugh, that's half the battle, baby. Make them laugh. And if you can't make them laugh, just be a fucking real stand-up bloke. Just be a fucking good bloke. That's another fucking bit of advice. None of these like games of like negging this, negging that. Like, just be a strong, good bloke. I'm telling you, it works. It worked for me anyway. If Broncos asked you to come back and play the Nines, would you? Look, Broncos would have to go through a list of 1 million people, and then I would be like down there as to people who they'd want to come back. So obviously I'd definitely consider it. I'd probably tear a hamstring trying to get fit, to go back to do it. But I'm way down on the pecking order when it comes to like ex-players that are actually respected and well known at the Broncos. So wouldn't say no to it, but yeah, I'm way down the pecking order, bro. Next one from BOO Boone Gravy. Do you moisturise the beak? Funny you say that. My missus is a skincare expert, and when we met, she basically nagged me until I started moisturising my face. So yes, I actually do moisturise my face. So I never used to. She's tried to get me into face masks and that, but I'm like, no chance getting me in a face mask. But yes, I do moisturise the beak. A lot of skin could get dry there. You don't want that. You always go on about how you played soccer first. Now, how did you get into league? Well, I don't always go in, like, I'm not sitting here going, I played soccer. So that's a bit of a weird way to phrase a question, but I've spoken about this like 1 million times, but I was mucking around at a confraternity carnival with my mates for my school, and there were scouts there. So I just went away because they were all my mates and it was something to do. 2 weeks after that, I had nationals for soccer. So definitely wasn't serious in it. And yeah, that's how I got scouted. Question from YLLEKNAES_. At what age did you realize that not only did you have enormous beak, but it was in fact, low-key, the people's beak? Funny story this. So I actually didn't realize, A, I looked ethnic, and B, I had a massive nose until about grade 7. And it was from a girl named Anna. She had blonde hair, and I remember it very clearly because it scarred me for life and gave me PTSD. She came up and was teasing me for how big my nose was. And I still hadn't conceded defeat. Like I went home and I was like trying to look at my nose in the mirror like, man, is it that big? Like I don't think it's that big. Like, yeah, it's not small, but it's also not big. And also I had my best mate, I remember we had a sleepover and we were lying in bed. And you know when you have your D&M, especially at that age. And I was like, man, it sucks having a big nose. And he was like, bro, it's not that big. So like when my friends were telling me it's not that big, and then I still hadn't conceded that it was that big, I wasn't convinced. Eventually, when more people started saying I had a big nose, I was convinced. So the more I got teased, the harsh reality of the world crashed down on me. But everyone thinks you know what? It is a curse and it's not a curse. Because a man with a big nose can never have a big ego because it's in the middle of your face. So every day you've got to wake up and look in your face and be like, I can't even hide this nose. Like I can't put a hat on it. I can't if it's got big ears, just put a hat on. You're good. You're losing your hair, put a hat on. The schnoz is in your face every day. So that humbles you every day. So it's kind of a positive. Also, God made my face more aerodynamic than yours. So who's the real winner and who's the loser? If it's life or death situation and tsunami's coming, who's winning? Me. I'm cutting the air, getting out of there. Anna, she's gone. And it has nothing to do with the fact that, I'm actually an athlete and pretty fast, and everything to do with my face is made to cut the air, baby. So it's not even negative. So keep putting shit on the beak, and it'll just cut right through it, just like the wind, baby. From Dylan Buckley. Do you think I should become a fullback or a winger? Look, to be honest, I got to see if you got the ticker. I don't know if you got the ticker, Dill. I don't know if you got the ticker. I think you'd probably suit... you're probably too short for a winger, so I'd say fullback. Get those silky hands dirty, and you've got a good kicking game, so you could be, one of the extra kickers. So I'd say fullback. But I want to see if there's a ticker there. I mean, maybe you got it, maybe you don't. We'll see. But you know what? You'd probably be a gun. Probably be better than me. Do you think you deserve a statue outside of Mount Smart Stadium? From Chris Tieke. Sorry if I got that wrong, bro. Obviously. There you go. It goes Stacey Jones, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and Denon Kemp. If you don't think that, you don't know shit about footy. You're a casual. So I'm still waiting for the phone call. Let's put it that way. I'm still waiting for the phone call. There's a lot of politics involved, a lot of moving and shaking when it comes to boardrooms that need to happen. But let's just say, absolutely, I deserve a statue. I mean, and obviously on the statue, you would put worst signing in our club's history. But yeah, I deserve a statue as the worst fucking sign. It's a reminder. Don't sign young, up-and-coming Australian talent. Worst signing in club history. And it's just a big statue of my fucking nose or something. And that is it. Thank you for watching Behind the Beak. I hope it aroused. I hope it informed. I hope it did all the things that you needed to do on this beautiful evening. As usual, grab a case of Bloke in a bar, grab some merch at bloke.shop, and I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.